From the beaches to the valleys, this is KEYT News Channel 3, where the news comes first.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on Midday. I'm Joe Butita.
And I'm Stacey Kai. Well, it is a big day for the California Coastal Commission. Right now, a controversy is heating up over the leadership of the California Coastal Commission. Advocates for the commission's executive director claim he's being forced out. They've packed today's meeting at the Morro Bay Community Center this morning. You're looking at the meeting live. Right now, the commission is currently in a closed-door session. Today's debate over executive director Charles Lester follows complaints by fellow commissioners that he's not doing a good enough job. A letter leaked from the commission chairman says the panel will consider firing him today. Charles Lester has been with the agency for 23 years, and the commission unanimously voted him in as executive director back in 2011. Environmental activists say commissioners now favor someone more friendly to developers. We are continuing to follow this story, and we'll have the latest this evening on News Channel 3 at 5 and 6.
Pismo's staircase to nowhere. It's finally going to lead somewhere. Last night, the owner of the Martin Resorts was given the okay to by Coastal Developments to get a permit and repair and reconstruct the spiral staircase near one of the restaurants there. When the repairs are done, people will be able to use them to reach the sand from that restaurant. In 2007, it collapsed during a storm. The permit also allows a pedestrian bridge to be rebuilt, connecting the staircase to the bluffs.
Very cool. The sand that clogged a local harbor is being dredged out. The dredging began last night, and crews are working around the clock at the mouth of the Ventura Harbor. The harbor closed to boats last month after the storms. The depth at low tide was only 4 feet.
The harbor entrance, from what we've been told, should be open to normal boating traffic this Friday afternoon, evening, Saturday, possibly. It all depends on the weather.
The harbor just receiving an additional $2 million in federal funds for the work. Business owners say they wish the harbor had its own dredge like Santa Barbara does.
To our weather now, we've had 2 days above average in the heat department. How long is it sticking around? Let's find out with First Alert meteorologist Meredith Garfalo. Hey, Meredith.
Hey, Joey. I hope you have your fans all cranked up and ready to go because we have another day of heat. Yesterday broke some records. Can you believe 91 degrees in Santa Barbara? Camarillo also setting a new record. Santa Maria, Goleta at the Santa Barbara airport. Lots and lots of warm air pretty much everywhere up and down the coast. And look at these current temperatures. It is so hot already in Santa Barbara. 84, a few degrees cooler in Ventura and Oxnard, and these temperatures have not hit their highs yet. In fact, we're going to see some spots getting into the low 90s, and I have us even breaking records again today for another day in a row for places like Santa Barbara and Santa Maria. Coming up, we'll talk more about the heat, what it means for your neighborhood, and if there is any relief in sight. Joey?
I'm okay.
You okay, sir?
Hey, firm.
Oh, thank God. We've got emergency equipment on the way now.
That's what it sounded like in the control tower Monday night at the Santa Barbara airport. A small plane crash landed in the Goleta Slough moments after takeoff. Investigators still trying to figure out why that engine of the Beach Bonanza failed. Fortunately, the pilot and that plane pretty much okay. The plane didn't break apart. He only had minor injuries. The identity of the pilot hasn't been released.
Oxnard police are turning to social media to help them catch a thief. This is surveillance video showing a man attempting to break into a home in the Windsor North neighborhood in Oxnard. The video was posted on Facebook over the weekend and has been shared more than 3,000 times and viewed over 125,000 times.
Word gets around very quickly on social media. What other better way is there to have the public help us find out who this person is? Because I really believe that out there somebody knows who this person is.
The attempted break-in happened last Wednesday. The home was vacant at the time of the incident. After months of violence, residents in Santa Maria have been turning to creative ways to help the community come together. Yesterday, we spoke to local rapper Jake. He has been creating music for about 7 years now. And after seeing how violence has affected people in Santa Maria, he decided to come up with a creative way to spread a message of his own about peace and unity. This music video called "Hate on the Streets" shows Jake week at various locations in Santa Maria. When you listen to the lyrics, he encourages people to come together and change and talk about a solution to gang violence. He teamed up with Nick Koyama, a director and Santa Maria native, and in 2 days made a music video shot solely on a cell phone.
To open people's eyes to a problem, so we can just wake up and see that violence is not going to take us anywhere. You know what I mean? If you love another person, it's gonna go way farther.
So far, the music video has had about 29,000 views. Their goal is to make the message go viral.
Rocky made his way to Santa Barbara, the International Film Festival, honoring Sylvester Stallone with the Montecito Award last night. Here's News Channel 3's Tracy Lair.
Rocky and Apollo fans had ringside seats. Sylvester Stallone and Carl Weathers arrived right on time to the Santa Barbara International Film Festival. With his wife Jennifer Flavin by his side, the Rocky Rambo and now Creed star didn't shy away from talking about the Oscar boycott controversy.
And I think the way culture is going to be perceived, obviously, is going to go through a metamorphosis.
Weathers says the younger stars will get their due.
You need to make more movies with women at the helm, with people of color at the helm, and about subject matter that's different.
After the gauntlet of flash photography, they enjoyed the Dom Perignon Lounge. Once inside, the fans get to enjoy their popcorn and enjoy Stallone's booming voice.
Well, the pleasure is all mine.
Stallone wrote Rocky in one day after seeing Ali fight. He is the Montecito Award honoree, and he told the crowd he always roots for the underdog.
And I learned that as I get older, that you have to really be thankful for what you leave behind.
It turns out he's no stranger to Santa Barbara.
I love it up here.
I love it.
I used to come up here and ride horses all the time.
And I take our kid, so Scarlett goes to camp up here at Goleta.
Yeah.
We love having you.
Thank you so much.
Tracy Lair reporting. The Santa Maria School District says they stand by their same-day, same-time graduation ceremony policy. This year, a new scheduling policy for commencement ceremonies of 3 area high schools has many students and parents upset. In the past, the graduation ceremony schedules were staggered, allowing folks an opportunity to attend more than one ceremony, but now they have to choose. A spokesperson for the district says that security is high priority and that it's best to hold the simultaneous graduation ceremonies during the day when there's a full team of staff and security available.
Meanwhile, Santa Maria police are crediting a shift in resources for a slew of gang-related arrests over the weekend. Deputies say increased patrols are now focusing on evening hours. They also said they're now identifying gang members based on previous convictions. In the last week or two, 8 suspected gang members have been arrested on everything from trespassing to assault and gun violations or having outstanding warrants.
Voters came out in near record numbers in New Hampshire, shaking up both sides in the race for the White House. Outsiders Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders won big. And despite suffering a huge double-digit defeat, Hillary Clinton says she will keep fighting. ABC's Elizabeth Herr is in New York with the latest.
Wow, wow, wow. We want to thank the people of New Hampshire.
Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders rocketing out of New Hampshire with resounding wins.
Thank you, New Hampshire.
Senator Sanders, the oldest candidate in the race, winning big with young voters.
We have sent the message that will echo from Wall Street to Washington.
Trump on the phone on GMA this morning, crediting his huge win to the huge voter turnout.
We were getting just great signals. We'd have a rally and, many people would show up, many more than we ever anticipated.
Ohio Governor John Kasich, finishing in second place, is now believed to be the top contender in what's called the establishment lane.
I absolutely do believe that I can not only unify the party, but I also believe I can bring back that Reagan blue-collar Democrat who they were for Reagan.
And for Iowa winner Senator Ted Cruz, Florida Governor Jeb Bush, and Senator Marco Rubio, it was essentially a 3-way tie for third. Now it's on to South Carolina with Hillary Clinton vowing to march on.
Now we take this campaign to the entire country. We're going to fight for every vote.
Both Clinton and Sanders back on the campaign trail in New York City today. Sanders making stops in Harlem and on The View. Back on the Republican side, Governor Chris Christie, well, he hasn't officially dropped out of the race. We're told he is suspending campaigning for now. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
A medical marijuana dispensary is coming to Santa Barbara, but one man's doing all he can to try and stop it. Pete DeBello filed a 34-page appeal addressing his concerns. He's worried about criminal activity, heavier traffic, and a lack of parking. This vacant building is on Milpas Street, 118 North Milpas. It's near an elementary school and a public library. DeBello stresses that he's not against medical marijuana, he just doesn't like the location.
The Pacific Pride Foundation is cutting back on services to local HIV and AIDS patients. It's in response to funding cuts from the state and federal governments. Pacific Pride will no longer manage medical cases for 200 people living with HIV. It will also shut down the food pantry, which helped low-income clients, and 5 employees will be losing their jobs. The Santa Barbara County Department of Public Health will take over the case management. Both organizations are looking for ways to keep the food pantry going.
Another Delta IV rocket launched off from Vandenberg Air Force Base this morning.
3, 2, 1, and liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Delta IV rocket carrying the NROL-45 mission for the National Reconnaissance Office.
Today's rocket launch marks the first Delta launch of the year. It happened just before 3:45 this morning. Officials say they're excited and proud to showcase this on a national level.
Well, coming up, several U.S. athletes may not attend the Olympic Games in Brazil. More on how the ongoing threat of Zika is making many of them reconsider whether or not it's safe to go.
And a skier uses his smartphone to get breathtaking 360-degree shots. I'm going to show you how he does it.